What's up, buddy? So this is the best farming levels for Earth Defense Force 2025. Yeah, I'm gonna go through both armor farming and gear farming here. So let's start with armor farming. And yeah, this is mainly only one level here, which is good for that, and that is mission 44. So let's start that one. Alright, and yeah, what makes this level good for armor farming is this mothership over here. It stands still and it constantly drops insects, so we can just stand underneath here and get the insects when they show up. So for this mission I am going with dual turrets here, so we have two of these here. And we also want something that can destroy the building, so I have a vehicle that can do that. And I have a mech here. And I'm playing this one on the easy difficulty. You don't get more if you try to, or if you play this on other difficulties. So they barely do any damage here at all. And let's get a bit closer before we start deploying turrets here. Here we go. Turret there, and let's also deploy our mech so we can start destroying some buildings here. And the reason why you want dual turrets here is that you want to have something, or you want something to be able to reload while these are still shooting here. They take 20 seconds to reload, these ones, and also we need to get rid of these buildings. Well, I guess you don't have to, but it makes it a bit easier. So we have our nice mech here. Here we go, no more buildings. Here we go. And they're still going here, but we can always deploy our new turrets. There we go. Activate that one, and here we go. Yeah, we get them as soon as they barely get the chance to hit the ground there before we got them. And then we can just collect whatever they dropped here. And yeah, now we run out of turrets here, so we can start reloading these ones. But we have a second pair, so we can deploy that one and reload this one. So that way we will never run out of ammo, or we are reloading while they are dropping new insects here. So now it's ready for a new set here, and well, we might as well already activate the turret. And there we go. Now we already reloaded the other one. And yeah, there is also earlier levels of levels where you can do some armor farming if you want to, but this is a support character where we have tanks and the other vehicles which has their own armor, so I haven't really found it all that necessary to farm other levels than this one, and this is easily the best one here. And let's deploy our new turrets. Here we go. And yeah, that's it for this level 4 armor farming. Alright, and now for gear farming. And yeah, there are 3 missions which are really good for that. 1 mission for very early on, and then 2 missions where you can unlock the best gear in the game. So let's start with the early mission, and it's mission 11. And you can actually complete this one even on the Inferno difficulty as soon as you unlock this one. So let's start it. Alright, and yeah, the reason this mission is so easy to do early on, even on the Inferno difficulty, is because you have a few buddies here which can actually complete the level on their own here. And all we need to do is hide underneath the bridge here and try to not get hit. You might still be able to, or they might still be able to get you, but they usually don't. But if you do this one really early on here, that could be a problem if you have very little armor. because these flying units do quite a lot of damage there, especially in the beginning. But yeah, all we need to do here is just sit here and wait until there are not all that many flying units left here, and then we can reappear and try to collect some of the boxes that they have dropped. Alright, and here we go. We are getting closer towards the end of the last wave here, and it might be good to go out, and you don't want to wait too long because as soon as they get all the flying units, the mission will be over, so we do want some time here to collect some stuff. And if you do this really early on here, you might be able to wait until there are maybe 5 or so left here. But yeah, all we need to do here is just to collect everything that they have dropped, and well, we didn't even need to shoot a single shot here. Our buddies did everything here. So, way to go, buddies. Here we go. And yeah, the very last part can take longer sometimes than other. So this time we actually had some time here before to actually collect something. And there we go. Alright, and now for gear farming for later levels there. And yeah, we do have 2 of those levels. The first one here is level 77, and this one is easily the easiest one. However, you can't unlock some of the best gear here, and we usually don't get too many green boxes either. And I have 2 ways to complete this one, or this level. One is earlier on there, and I have another strategy for in the Inferno difficulty. So let's start with the hardest difficulty here. So here we go, and yeah, first time I completed this level on the hardest difficulty, I didn't have all that much good gear here. So first of all, I make it so our little buddies here are following us. And first thing we need to do is there is a Hector outside of the crater here, and that is one we need to take out first. And the reason we do that is because if he wakes up and go into the crater, he can be a problem, because for some reason when he shoots through the ground, and we can have instances where we can't do anything about that. Because we can't hide anywhere because he shoots through the ground. And these ones doesn't wake up as long as we leave them alone here. We can just easily go all the way over there. And for some of the first times I completed this level, I had a fairly okay tank, for example, and then I had turrets as well there for the earlier one there. But after that, it's just I didn't use any vehicle, or mainly didn't use vehicles to take out the walking spider robot there. But that obviously can help there if you have a good vehicle for that. But that is not that is not a must. Same for the ones in the crater. We do have a few Hectors and another walking spider robot there. So those can also, but I took out those with a regular weapon, and also I had a sniper there, for example. So that's mainly the thing here for this one, taking out this above crater Hector, and I have a pretty good weapon here, so we should be able to do this pretty fast here. Here we go. But yeah, if I didn't have such a powerful weapon, I would deploy the turrets here first before we did that. And then we just need to take out the rest here as well. Here we go. Got him. And as long as we just walk to the side here and jump sometimes, they usually don't get you, these ones here. And we also have a bunch of buddies following us there. They usually aim for those, so we can just quite easily shoot at them there without too much of a problem. And if you see that they do aim at you, you can just walk behind the crater, or so we have some cover here, and that shouldn't be much of a problem. So that's one easy way that we can complete this level fairly early on, where you don't need very good gear, but it obviously, if you don't have good gear, it's gonna take quite some time, obviously. But yeah, that's how we can complete this level early on, and I have a different strategy for late level, or to do complete this one on the Inferno difficulty. So let's do that next. Alright, here we go. Same mission, except on the Inferno difficulty. And yeah, I'm gonna mainly use this helicopter to complete this mission. You can unlock this one on the same level on the previous difficulty. And yeah, this is also one of those things, you don't get it in the very start here. So we do need to get some of these flying units before, or so we can deploy the helicopter. So let's start with that, and that can be a little bit easier said than done there when they are far away. But the sniper is usually fairly good for that. Also, if we get some of these here, they tend to go towards our buddies over there instead of going towards us, which obviously can be a problem. Here we go, and hopefully we don't wake up this one either. Not always a huge problem if that one does wake up, and we do also don't want to get too close to our buddies. If they start following you, that could also be a little bit of a problem sometimes. Here we go, and I think we need one more here. There we go. I think we should be able to deploy the helicopter now. There we go. Nice. And yeah, that helicopter has a bunch of lasers and also homing missiles, which are really good against these flying units here. We do, however, need 2 missiles to take out one of these flying units on the Inferno difficulty here. At least if they haven't have taken any damage. There we go. Oh, we already started with a lock-on there. Nice. There we go. Now we can start taking out the flying units. And yeah, also we don't want to get too close to any of these ones, the walking spider robot or anything like that. If their little leg cannon start shooting at us, we are pretty much toast if that happened. Can you stand still? Yeah, this thing doesn't have like all that much armor. However, its main weapon is a laser thingy here, which has quite a range, which makes this very good actually. So let's see, we can start getting the spider robot here. Also, it's good to have maybe we should actually turn back a bit here so it doesn't aim at us. Yeah, you do want to keep a distance here. It's also pretty helpful to keep at least one missile. You have the little aiming assist here, or this little red box here where you see what you can lock onto. But that also helps you to shoot the missiles. You don't... well, it helps a little bit here. It's kinda in the middle where it's gonna shoot. Here we go. And these lasers does quite a lot of damage. Also, there's a lot of these ones here. And now when we are also flying in the air here, we don't need to worry much about that walking Hector there, which we could be a problem on the previous difficulty. But yeah, these missiles or lasers, we can still reach all the way over there. Aiming actually with on this distance, not always the easiest, but not super difficult. You do get used to it. And yeah, these lasers does a lot of damage. Look at that, got him. And we just need to take out the rest here. I guess we also have 1 or 2 air units as well. There we go, got him. And that Hector over there is kind of the main, or can be more of a problem, given that his little weapon is way faster, or the projectiles are way faster. But yeah, now when the other buddy or our little buddies there, we haven't gotten close to those. The rest are mainly aiming at our buddies, so we don't need to worry too much that they aim at us, but they sometimes can, which I think he is now. There we go, but we got him before he could do anything. Do also have that other Hector over there, but he's also going towards our buddies, which is usually what we want here. But yeah, if our buddies were following us, on the other hand, they would walk into the crater and yeah, they would take a dirt nap pretty fast if that happens. And now we are pretty much out of ammo. But we can already deploy a new one, so we can just do that. And the rest is kind of self-explanatory here. We do the same with these, with that Hector, and there are those two. That's gonna be easy peasy. After that, we just attack the brain for the next part here. Alright, and that's it. All we need to do now is collect whatever they have dropped here. And, well, once we have done that, we just need to go for the Robo Brain again. And after a while there, or when we have damaged it enough there, it's gonna run away. And that's it for this mission. Alright, and now for the best level that you can gear farm on, and you can get the best gear in the game in this one. It is, however, a lot more difficult than the previous one. So, let's start that one. Alright, here we go. And yeah, in this mission we have a gigantic robot over there, so we do want to deploy our mech as soon as we can. And I also went with these turrets, because we also have a whole army of these flying units, which can be quite the problem here in the beginning. So I'm going with the best turrets here, and this mech is also the best one in the game here, or at least for these ones. And both of these is something you can unlock on the previous level on the Inferno difficulty. Here we go. So you can get a few of these hit missiles. And we do want to keep some ammo around here, at least for the machine gun. Good, because there's gonna be a bunch of Hectors where we might need some of that ammo. Because we are not gonna be able to deploy a new mech here for a while. Here we go. The flamethrower, on the other hand, that usually ammo that usually lasts for a bit longer. Alright, we are almost done with this part here. And we have two of these motherships here. Both of these doesn't do anything until we damage the gigantic robot for quite a lot there. So we should mainly stick with these ones at first for the flying units. Get him. Okay, that was the last missile there. Alright, so here we go. Now we get to this part here. This mech also has this gigantic shoulder cannon here, but we only have 10 shots for that one, and we do want to take out this one as fast as we can as soon as those one open. These ones deploy flying units, while these ones deploy Hectors, and these are the ones that we are gonna farm, because they will infinitely deploy Hectors as long as we don't destroy the mothership there. So at this point we need to go for the big gigantic robot here before we do anything. As long as we have some cover behind a mountain or something, we should be alright. But these things also have quite the blast radius here, so you do want to need to be pretty careful here. And once we have damaged the robot here and that these two open, we need to go back to our Hector as fast as we can and start shooting at that thing, so we can take it out as fast as possible. We also can't deploy a new mech here. We need to destroy a few more things before we can do that, but we should deploy those as fast as we can. That thing can also sometimes walk too far away there, so we don't have it's out of range, and that can be a problem. Yeah, it usually goes the way it does here, and now, yep, now it's out of range here. It sometimes goes the other way here, which can be easier. But yeah, also as long as we keep on moving, we shouldn't be too much of a problem here. But it could also be a problem now that we are far away from our mech. You could also use the mech to shoot with your cannon. That one has a pretty good range there. So that's also a way to do that. But it is easier to keep that ammo for the mothership over there. Miss. Okay, it's still walking away from us. It's out of range again. And yeah, there will be a bunch of Hectors here later on as well, or as soon as we get to the next stage here. Ouch. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we are a bit far away from these ones, which can be a problem here, maybe. Could still use the regular one here. These do a fair bit of damage, but definitely nicer if we had... we're closer to that one. These one also do a fair bit of damage. There we go. Alright, made it. Okay, we need like 5 or so shots with the shoulder cannon for that one. Here we go, got him. And now we can deploy our new mech here. Oh, we have very little armor as well. Okay, that might be a problem. Can we get the new one? Oh, that was close. Alright, and yeah, that was the difficult part all done there. Now we just need to get the Hector as soon as they get close. Here we go. Got him. Alright, well, once we have gotten to this part here, once we have taken out the big robot over there, we can stand underneath the mothership there and just take out the Hectors as soon as they show up there. So that's the main way we farm this level, and I'm gonna cut to a point where I do that so we can look at how that looks. And once we are done with all the farming, we just can take out the mothership there, and then it's mission complete. Alright, well, that's how you can farm this level, and yeah, I hope you found this video to be helpful. You all stay awesome, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.